where to start, and then go over corrections, and then meet with the coaches. But biggest thing is don't be pointing fingers at people. Everybody makes mistakes and whatnot, but this is a team, and that's how we're going to treat it.
Do you have any explanation for why this offense can produce in the first 3.5 quarters of the game?
It's things like penalty, pre-snap penalties or penalties in general, things like that. It could be, one little mistake and, can all go to hell. But, I just got to focus on getting myself better and getting the guys next to me better. But it's frustrating, that's for sure.
Guys.
Coach, can you figure out a rhyme or reason why this offense struggles to produce in the first 3.5 quarters of games?
I think we play bad across the board. Offensively, defensively, in the kicking game, drops, penalties, turnovers. We play poorly really across the board. So we got a lot we got to fix. A lot of things we got to correct. Offensively, just couldn't get anything going. Got it going a little bit late, but too late, and it's not enough. So we got to do a better job, earlier in the game, which we've talked about, but we're still not able to do it.
Ryan, I know that it's just 4 games in the season, fighting back to a quarterback, but as you look to fix this offense, are the necessary tools inside the room, or do you need to go outside, whether that's switching offensive coordinator, personnel, whatever it may be, to get this offense going?
I think we got to take a look at everything. We will take a look at everything, but I would say it's really, across the board. Offense, defense, special teams, starts with me, coaching. I got to do a better job. I know I say that every week. I don't want to come up here and say that every week, but, I got to do a better job of figuring out a way to help us, play better than that. But we also have to, we got to play better. And we're out there taking turns making mistakes in all 3 phases. And, it's not enough. It's not good enough.
Coach, what is the biggest disconnect right now?
I think it's a tough question. I think I think this is a hard-working team. I think they compete. They prepare the right way. It's not manifesting itself on Sundays right now. For long enough periods of time, we're inconsistent. We can't string, plays together. When we do string plays together, there's a penalty or a drop that sets us back, or a penalty defensively, and then, instead of being off the field, we're back on the field, or a penalty, in the kicking game, instead of getting the ball, we give it back to them. There's a lot of things that aren't connected. You got to play complementary football in this league. We have not been able to do that. And a lot of it is, basic fundamentals, watching the ball, keeping your hands down, away from the face mask area or the face area. I mean, they're things that are correctable, that have been correctable, and we need to correct.
Did you consider going at any point to read Silly?
No.
How would you describe how Coach did?
Thought he did some good things late. I thought offensively we had some drops that killed drives. We had some penalties that killed drives. We missed some opportunities early to put some points on the board, and then we couldn't. We're inconsistent. That's probably the best term to use right now. Across the board, we're inconsistent. So.
Right, for the second week in a row, you got hot on offense at the end, for lack of it. You were throwing the ball down the field, short passes for the first 3 quarters. Is that Jacoby? Is what the defense is giving you? Is it the offense?
You're right. I mean, I think try to take a methodical approach early. We did, have some shot plays early. They covered them. We had to check them down. And, we weren't able to, push it down the field as much as we wanted to early in the game. And then obviously late when you gotta push it downfield, and you're trying to create plays or make plays. We got a couple, but we also had the fumble where we're trying to push the ball downfield. So that didn't work in our favor.
Right. Could it ever help to force the issue? I mean, like you said, you want to take what the defense gives you. You want to play methodically. Like, could it do anything positive for you to, again, force that issue, push the ball downfield, and try to establish that early on?
Potentially. I mean, I think, I know early on, there was definitely some shot plays there that ended up getting checked down. We need to do more of it. I think as as you're trying to call a game, you feel like there's some situations where you're going to get a first down and then you're going to take a shot. We had drops and penalties in those instances. So there's a lot that goes into it that, I think, you probably don't, you guys probably wouldn't know. But, that definitely showed up. Hey, we should get a first down on this. It's there, we got it, it's dropped. Now it's a different, we got to go into a different mode.
What happened to Will Fuller with his hand? Did you get update on that?
Well, Will was out. Obviously, I know you guys got that. Probably have more information tomorrow. But, significant enough that he would out for today, and probably have more of we'll run some tests. We ran some tests. We'll run some more tests and have a better understanding of what happened there. Byron wasn't able to come back. Again, that's another one we're gonna, right after the game. We'll run some tests. I know he was trying to get back out there. We saw him running around a little bit. He just didn't feel like, he could really go handle a 9-ball, handle, the things you got to handle at that position.
Brian,
Yeah.
Before you came out, we heard Jesse Davis describe the locker room as probably not somewhere you want to be right now. Given that, and given these 2 bad losses, how much of your job now is getting players to believe that they can perform so much better than they have?
I think our players, they believe that. I think you can't play in this league if you don't have confidence. So I know they know that they can play better than we're playing. I think we know that we can eliminate some drops and eliminate some of these penalties that are, not that hard to correct. It's just a little bit more concentration, a little bit more attention to detail. They know that. We've talked about it. That's not showing up on game day. But I think right now it's about that. It's about watching the ball and staying on side. It's about kicking the ball in the field of play. It's about keeping your hands away from the face mask area. It's about catching the football It's about those things, which I think if we just do a little bit more of that, we'd feel better. We'd have better results.
Two final questions.
Ryan, what went into the decision, I think it was first quarter, to take the delay of game penalty instead of the field goal, Jason?
We wanted to pin them deep, which we ended up doing. 50, that, I forget what the score was. I think it was 3-0 maybe. I thought we were playing, decent defensively. I think it was like a 55 or 56 yarder. I think it's a tough decision. I have a lot of confidence in Jason that he'd make that kick. But we wanted to play field position right there, and I think we ended up putting them on a 1-yard line. And I think we got the ball back. I'm not sure. I got to go back and watch it, but just that's kind of one of those. You could kick it. If you kick it, you don't get it, then you give them good field position. Or do we want to play the field position game, try to play defense? We were doing some good things defensively at that point, so just felt like that was the best for the team.
Final question?
Coach, would you say the lack of consistency or all the things that have gone wrong lately, is that maybe a lack of focus in some players or maybe some lack of talent in some positions or a mixture of the two?
I think it's a lack of focus, a lack of concentration, a lack of attention to detail, a lack of I think it's all those things. And that starts with me. And getting these guys to understand how important those little things are. The little things are important in this game. They're very important. The details are important in this game. And if you don't get them right, then you'll have a false start penalty when you don't need them. You'll have a drop when you don't need them. And those are momentum-shifting plays that if you don't make them, and they do, you don't get the result you want. So that's what that's what we have to do. We gotta focus on those little things, those details, and play a smarter, more disciplined football game because we're not doing that right now. We're not doing that. That starts with me. Thanks, guys.
Looking sharp.
Appreciate it.
What's the feel like? Describe the emotion in the locker room.
I would just say, we're all disappointed, because we work so hard. We're a tight team. We all like each other. We've been building since the off season. And we know we got a good group. So, it's just a little disappointing because we know we're better than what we've been doing. So, and that's not to say, doesn't mean we haven't always played well enough to win. But, we're not getting the results we want. So we just got to figure out some things and then go from there.
What needs to change?
Biggest thing is through all this, through the ups, through the downs, it's a long season. We just got to stay together. That's just what it's going to need to be. When things are tough, when we're losing, stay together. When we're winning or kicking butt, stay together. That's just the biggest thing. Because like I said earlier, we got a lot of guys who are talented. We got a lot of guys who care about each other and care about this team and want to do well for our city, for each other, for our family. Like, we got guys who care, so we just got to figure some things out.
You guys talked a lot about last week about everybody being disciplined from a defensive standpoint. Did you feel like you guys got that across today?
I don't really know. I just know we were out there competing. We were fighting hard. You got to look at the tape to truly understand and see what went wrong or what went well, what didn't work, or whatever. So I truly can't answer that. But I just know, like I said, like I keep saying, we got a lot of guys who care and willing to compete and willing to fight. So we'll got to go back to the film for that.
Kobe, how do you explain the first 3.5 quarters and the struggles and the short pass and then the last 2 drives right down the field?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, it's frustrating. You know, and it's all on us, and we're putting our defense in bad situations and things of that nature. But yeah, it's frustrating. You know, and we just got to find a way to stop the bleeding. You know, and focus and concentrate and you know, really just start to really take it one play at a time and repeat that cycle over and over again.
Is there anything in particular that seems to be killing the drive for you guys?
It's really us. It's really us. It's our execution when in those critical moments, and you know, all of us being on the same page at once. And at times we are on the same page, and then we execute, and then there's times where we're not, and then you know, we get put behind the 8 ball, and then it's things like that. So we just got to find a way to, you know, really, you know, zero in on our task, and it starts from play 1 of the game, and you know, we can't wait until, you know, those minutes at the end of the game to really start going.
I mean, it's easy for us in the box and fans at home to say, why aren't they pushing the ball downfield? But from your perspective, we heard Brian say that there are opportunities to do so early in the game, but from your perspective, what keeps you from trying to push the ball downfield?
Yeah, it's definitely opportunities. You know, sometimes when we called them, they really just push back and they force us to throw the ball underneath. And then, you know, I think towards the, like we started to find ways to try to. But yeah, it'll come. Whenever they come, they'll start coming in bunches because we have the guys to push the ball down the field.
Those 2 touchdowns, sorry, one of those 2 touchdown drives there at the end of the game, Devontae had a huge role in that. Does that give you, you know, what does that do for your chemistry with him moving forward?
It's I mean, just from learning from last week when we got in those situations, you know, I overthrew him a couple times, and you know, and then this week we hit him because we get that experience, we get to talk about it, we get to, you know, practice it, and then, you know, we come out and then he has, like you said, he has a big role and he makes big catches.
Jacoby, to that end, for both Parker and Gesicki, it seems like they're getting more involved 3rd quarter, 4th quarter. Are teams trying to take those 2 guys out?
At points, yeah. They know when certain spots that we like to target these guys, but you know, it doesn't matter. They're still good players, so yeah, we just got to find a way to get these guys the ball more often. I got to do a better job of that and keep getting better.
Jacoby, how are you doing it? You know, you had your chance, you're getting your chance now. The 2 games you're starting to lose, and then obviously the Buffalo game, you played most of the game. Just, you know, how disappointing is that? How are you, you know, taking that, and what are you looking at now going forward?
I mean, obviously it's frustrating. You never want to go out in the game and lose. I don't think anybody goes out to say, hey, I'm okay if we lose. But, you know, you just keep building, you know, and you keep, you know, finding ways to get better. Like the Devontae Parker situation, for example. You know, the week before, we don't hit it. Then this week, we hit a couple. So, you know, you just keep finding those things to push forward and keep getting better at. And then once they start all forming together, piece by piece at a time, then you'll have something.
Kobe, what was going through your mind when the ball came out on that fumble play?
I was trying not to take a sack, and I was trying to get the ball out, and Grover just got me at the right time.
Jacoby, late in the 2nd quarter, the Colts had the ball on 4th and 1, and they went for it from their own 27. Willing to risk giving you guys the ball on their 27. Did you take note of that? Was that sort of a personal affront?
For sure. You know, definitely. I mean, you know, yeah. I mean, it's Frank's MO. He's not scared to do it, but definitely as an offense, you know, you say, hey, it's borderline disrespectful, honestly. You know what I mean? Because they think they can stop you and not get a touchdown. But yeah, I mean, it's part of the game.
Is there a simple answer for what's wrong with the running game?
No, it's never simple, but it's never that complicated. You know, you just got to keep finding ways to do what we're good at in the run game, and I think we are getting better. You know, when we started to hit some of our downhill runs, we popped a couple. But yeah, I think we're getting better in the run game. We just got to get better at everything. You know.
Final question?
Jacoby, how do you find consistency as an offense, especially starting next week?
I think Flo did a good job of telling us just, you know, look in the mirror and that's where it's going to start at, because it's going to start from within, and that's where it always starts. And then you go out there and practice and you show why you're going to line up and you're going to, you know, dust it off, put the pads on back on, and get ready to go back to work. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Mike, what went differently for you those two scoring drives? It seemed like you were a lot more involved in the offense. Was it Colts giving you that, playing prevent type defense, or what happened?
I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it, man. You just got to go out there, make the most of your opportunities when they present themselves, and that's kind of what it was there. Had a couple opportunities to make a play, and was able to do so. So.
What explanation do you have for why this offense can't produce for the first 3 quarters?
Just got to keep doing what we're doing. Just got to keep believing, trusting our coaches, trusting that they're putting us in a position to be successful, and then just go out and execute. It's little things, man. It goes back to, you know, how you do anything is how you do everything. So, I mean, in practice, working out, getting here on game day, going out and making plays. I mean, everything equates it to the big picture. Just got to keep going, man. We got another 13 football games ahead of us, so we're going to stick together, and that's really all that we can do.
Mike, I know that obviously the starting quarterback is out, but in general, do you feel like there's enough talent in the offensive room to produce at a higher rate?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think we have a lot of talent. You know, Jacoby is a starting quarterback in this league as well, so, I mean, you can't, it's not put on any position group or, you know, so on or so forth. I mean, this is the game of football, man. So they're getting paid to go out and make plays, and so are we. They made a couple more than us today, and that's really all it is. We're going to go back, watch the film. I'm sure a lot of guys will go back, watch it tonight, get back in there tomorrow as a team, and get ready for Tampa Bay next week.
Brian was out here a few minutes ago and explained lack of focus, concentration, attention to detail, things like that. What are you seeing out of practice during the week, or is it crisp enough?
Yeah, we got you know, good players that are making plays in practice, and we got good players that are making plays in the game. Just got to string it together, you know, more consistently, and really it's just we're just one play away. You know, you got that one play on offense that'll kind of spark us. Our defense is playing tremendous, and we got to be able to go out and compliment them. And I think that, you know, you saw that a little bit, you know, in the fourth quarter. One big play, man. Everybody, it just wakes it up. You know, the defense. Then, you know, they're staying on the field. We're getting on the ball. We're going no huddle. You know, they get tired. We make a couple more plays. It's just it is what it is. So, like I said, you know, we're going to go back, get back together as a team tomorrow, watch the film, learn from it. We're moving on.
Congrats on finally getting the quarterback by yourself.
I appreciate that.
As a defensive line, just how much onus do you take this upon yourselves? Just provide that pressure so you can help on the back end so that they can make some plays because you guys locked back there.
As a defensive line, we got to do a better job stopping that run. The run killed us today. We just got to play better complementary football, all phases. We just got to go back, watch film, see what we messed up on, and just bring it out all next week. So.
Is it communication? What do you think is the piece that's missing?
I don't know. We have to go back and watch film and see what we were lacking out there.
You feel like you guys got appropriate pressure on Wentz, considering he had a couple sprained ankles in there again?
We had decent pressure. We got to do better as a whole defense, rushing them. But like I said, we have to go back and watch film and see where we messed up on. We definitely left some money out there on the table, so we just got to do a better job rushing. So.
Is this a reminder almost that there's no such thing as a quote-unquote get-right game? I mean, on paper, the Colts come in with injuries to Nelson, injuries to quarterback, and wins.
The Colts are a good team, on paper, it might have been 0-3, but they were close in every game they played this year. Like I said, we got to be prepared better. We got to just play good complementary football among all phases. So.
Is it frustrating as a defense that offense is getting 3 points, not producing a lot of pressure on you guys to get stops?
It's a team sport. When offense down, we got to pick them up. And when defense down, they got to pick us up. So special teams down, we got to pick them up too. So you got to play good complementary football, like I said.
Emmanuel, could you speak a bit about the development of Jalen Phillips and how that development is going to hopefully overall help the line, especially when you get Raekwon Davis back? What do you see the future of the defensive line in the league?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Yeah, sorry about that. With Jalen Phillips and his progression and getting Raekwon Davis back in hopefully a couple weeks, how do you see the future of the defensive line this season?
You got to take it one game at a time. It starts at practice. You got to keep getting better at practice, do better at practice, do better in the game. So, thank you.
Nothing more.
Yeah. So I haven't done anything. Okay.
Frustrated there at the end of the game on the last touchdown. Was that right there yourself? Do you feel like there's no call penalty or something? What was your reaction there?
Yeah, it was at myself. I had good coverage. I didn't make the play, and that's just one thing that we've been preaching on all week is these 50-50 balls, and we're not coming down with them. And that was one of our key points going in the game, and I was just frustrated that I didn't come down with it.
How would you describe the atmosphere in there after the game?
The atmosphere, everyone's like, frustrated and, more, at ourselves because, we know that we're a better team. We're making, just mistakes that you can't make, to win a game in this league. So, the atmosphere it's not, no one has their head down, but, we all know what needs to happen.
You're fortunate enough to have been here for the 2019 season. You saw last year's 10-win season. You saw the turnaround that 2019 season had. What is missing from this team?
Right now, it's just we're making mistakes. Like I just said, we're making mistakes that you can't make. Penalties, stuff that we can control. That if you make just enough, that it's really tough to win. It's already tough to win a game in this league, and then when you're making just costly penalties and maybe substitution errors, little stuff like that, it just makes it that much harder to win. And right now, that's just we just need to get cleaned up.
How do you eliminate those things? What's the process to make sure that doesn't happen?
It's just a mentality thing. It's just, obviously it starts in practice, starts during the week. Really, it's not even a talent thing. It's just us, everybody getting their mind right for it.
So since Coach Flores has been here, the Dolphins have been one of the least penalized teams. But like today, Coach Flores mentioned penalties. Some of the other guys. So did you? What's been the difference this season where penalties is such an issue?
Really, it's just like I said. Just like I just said, it's just a mentality thing. We all just need to just tighten up and just kind of get those mistakes out the way. It's nothing with talent. It's nothing with coaching. It's nothing with scheme. It's nothing with the other team. It's just us and our mindset that we just need to get it right.
Eric, when you said that winning the 50-50 balls was a point of emphasis, was that for the defense specifically this week, or is that a team-wide thing? Was that a team-wide thing?
I mean, obviously you want to win them on offense too, right? But you know, specifically for defense, you know, our kind of one of our, you know, kind of downfalls right now are just we're not, you know, winning the 50-50 balls. They're throwing it deep on us, and we're right there in coverage, and you know, we're just not coming down with them. So that, you know, that was just a key emphasis on the week. That's why I was just so frustrated.
How big of a challenge is facing this team right now, given all you have to fix and the fact that next Sunday we'll be in Tampa and you're playing the Buccaneers?
It don't matter who we're playing, you know. It doesn't matter because in the NFL, it's already tough to win. Every team is good, and then when you're playing, you know, we're making mistakes like that. We're just making it, you know, 100 times harder on ourselves. So, you know, it can be the Bucs, it can be, I don't know, the Giants. It don't matter. We just need to kind of fix ourselves first.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You guys, that's it for today.
Catch you out there.